Welcome back to the F1 2018 career mode here, guys, and you join me for the newly placed on the calendar Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's now round number 4 as opposed to round number 8, which makes me a little bit happier because it's getting this absolute shit show out the way earlier on. For anyone who's watched the channel for a while, I hated this track. Well, not hated this track, I just hate it. I didn't hated it and then love it, I just hate it. Regardless of that, it's probably actually going to hopefully prove to be another good weekend for the Williams team, and specifically myself, because there's a lot of straight lines, and the biggest strength this car has is its power. Round corners kind of sucks, so we'll see what happens. We're off the back of a very good result in China. If you did miss it, please go watch the last video. Link to the playlist should hopefully either be in the description. Failing that, just go to the channel. It is the newest playlist. Let's get into quali.
Welcome to qualifying in the Republic of Azerbaijan. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position can get underway.
So, like I said here, straight lines. This is going to be my second attempt at a lap here, because my first attempt put me in 19th place. Anyway, we run max fuel mixture and hot lap mode as we charge towards turn 1. Just kiss the curb ever so slightly. We've gone out a little bit wide, but that allowed us a little bit more acceleration room. So that is the first of the 90-degree corners. Now we come into the second one, just fully committed on the apex. I've cost myself a bit of time there. As we come near the end of the first sector, we are now 4 90-degree corners in as we charge towards the fifth here. 1.3 down at the first sector split, and then we just get up on the curb slightly. It didn't hamper acceleration too badly through the castle section, which I kind of actually enjoy, because it is a pleasure to get the castle section right, just fully committed on the speed. Extended the track on the exit to gain on acceleration. We come now, clump the curb and brush the wall. I don't know how we didn't carry any damage there. We come across that split, and we are now 1.6 down, so we didn't lose too much through the castle section, and then we've actually got quite a lot as we come up towards the line. 4 tenths up on our best, but we remain in 19th place. Slower than Stroll, and a very poor qualifying. Vettel on pole from Hamilton, Raikkonen, Bottas, then Verstappen and Ricciardo. Same, what you would expect here. Stroll actually got up to 16th, but for us, it is the back of the grid. So we're going to need to see what we can do in the race. Surely to be a one-stop strategy, I'm sure we can pull something out the bag at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With 20 turns and a length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1 lead into a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4-mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about the captain. They're still relatively new to a sport which does have a high learning curve and, of course, little tolerance for mistakes.
That's right, it is a difficult environment to come into. In junior categories, you're competing against drivers with similar levels of experience. But some of these guys in Formula 1 have been there for over a decade. But I have to say, in this case, it's so far so good.
So far, so good indeed, and this track definitely does test my patience. But anyway, we're going to run the car heavy because we're going to use a lot of rich mix, and like I said, we're going to get that one-stop strategy all sorted out. Let's see what we can do. There was allusion to, obviously, the podium for Stroll in 2017. Should have been second, got third. What can we do here today for Williams as we build to the lights? 5 are on. 5 are out, and it's away in Azerbaijan, Baku City. Awful Grand Prix. I'd hate this track. Anyway, all that out of the way, we're going to dive down the inside of turn 1 because everyone's left the door wide open. Up into 16th place there. Stroll's battling on the exit with Pierre Gasly. Leclerc up there fighting with Alonso. Something we've come to expect in actual Formula 1, only no, he's not. Down the inside we go once again. It's the only benefit of those 90-degree corners. You can send banzai moves down them on the first lap, and you can get yourself up from 20th to 13th place, which is exactly what we've done. So we're pretty much going to run rich mixture for the most of the opening of this Grand Prix here to try and just benefit from the heavy load as we can, because of course running a heavy car as we have a little sniff up the inside of Alonso, not able to quite do it there. Can we try and hold it outside? No. Switch to the inside for the next corner break. Oh, we've gone very late and deep. Alonso tries to cut back, but thankfully the track is just narrow enough for us to defend that position. We're high on the ERS. Can Alonso make a move down the inside of the next corner? No, he thinks better of it there because we have, of course, heavy cars, cold tyres. That's us up into 12th place, nice and aggressive off the line, and we are staring at the back end of some points. But Grosjean is getting away from us a little bit here in this car. Like I said, its aero and chassis aren't brilliant. We've lumped on the curb, got a bit sideways. That's hampered our acceleration there. Down towards the hairpin and up towards the castle section. Alonso's going to give it a go. We just keep it out of the wall. Alonso's there on traction. We're down the inside for the castle section. Is anyone going to give? Answer is no, and Alonso finds himself in the wall. I don't think he's out of the race, but he has to have some kind of damage there. Let's take a look at a replay there of the McLaren driver trying to hold it around the outside of the castle. 2 into 1. Definitely doesn't go. No one prepared to yield, and the young upstart rookie myself against the wily old veteran Alonso, and well, we saw how that ended. So we come to the end of lap 3. We're running everything in high as normal, and we do a personal best of a 46.4, but we are 6.5 seconds off the back of Romain Grosjean. This car is just not working well here because I just can't tell where the braking points are. We kissed the corner apexes very nicely, but is what it is. Some pit stops have been made by the end of lap 5. As we come into lap 6, more cars in the pits. That would be the guys on the ultra soft tyre from qualifying who are forced onto a 2-stop strategy here today, where we're of course running the 1-stop. Big old lumper curb in turn 1. Just keep it out of the wall. Hamilton comes out ahead of us there on the super soft tyre. That means he is committed to a 2-stop strategy because those super softs aren't going to make it to the end. We have DRS versus Hamilton, but I highly doubt we're going to be able to do anything into the next corner. Indeed, we're not, because by the end of the next lap, Hamilton has disappeared off into the distance. Raikkonen up ahead of us there. There's a yellow flag in the first sector. We do a personal best of a 45.4. So the tyres are clearly holding on even after 7 laps. I believe that was Alonso's retirement. He had some kind of engine failure there, which I didn't actually catch on camera. But these tyres are due to go for a good few more laps yet. We're leading Pierre Gasly, as you would hope for us to do, because even though they have a better car around the corners, they do have that Honda power unit. We now come to the end of lap 10, and we're coming under pressure from Max Verstappen. Obviously, big cuts in the early part of the Grand Prix. I was driving on my own for a fair bit of it here, but Max going to try and come past us in that Renault-powered car. But you can just see he's hitting his top end. I'm in standard and medium, and I'm still keeping up with him. We're going to drop it down to lean and low. Our fight is not with Max Verstappen today, so we don't want to be wasting too much time battling him, but he makes that a bit hard for us to avoid as he pinches himself on the apex of turn 1, but he does get ahead of us there quite nicely, and I'm going to try and use his slipstream out of turn 2 just to try and get a bit of extra speed down the straight, but I've hampered my own exit. So, it is what it is there. We're up to rich and overtake because we're going to be coming in at the end of this lap, fitting the soft compound tyre and going to the end of the Grand Prix. And Baku's got a pit lane you can definitely attack. I didn't quite know how it was modelled in this year's game, so I just sort of, you know, little bit cautious on entry, and thankfully they've upped the speed limit to 50 instead of the 37 it was before. But we're coming into the pits to service our pit stop here for some soft compound tyres. There's a load of cars in the pits. Gasly, and none of them have pit. Both Toro Rossos, Bottas and Ricciardo have just driven straight past me in the pit lane, and none of them pit. How can they all have drive-through penalties? There might have been a VSC, but I didn't see what caused the VSC, so I just cut it out. Anyway, there's Leclerc. He's our new rival that I've actually assigned for this weekend there. He's now jumped ahead of me, but it doesn't look like he's made his pit stop yet, as he is on the super soft tyre. So I don't think we're going to have to try anything on track against him. That doesn't mean if we get close enough, we're not going to as we catch up to him in that braking zone. We're, of course, running low just to store up a little bit of battery. You do tend to get battery quite quick around Baku because there are a lot of heavy braking zones from high speed. But, of course, if you are running in either high or overtake, then it is going to burn quite quickly. So we're going to follow Leclerc here. No chink in his armour as of yet, and we're not going to be able to get through after that corner. So thankfully Leclerc pulls in at the end of lap 12. That's us up to rich and high now that we've got a bit of battery. More cars are in the pit lane here. That's Van Dorn, Stroll. We've come around, up into 14th place. Brendan Hartley still ahead of us there, but he's still on his super soft tyre, so that says to me he's still yet to make his pit stop. Both Toro Rossos, actually Gasly up there. And now we've got a safety car on lap 15. Ricciardo's ahead of us on track, so... But I've had no notice of any kind of retirement, so I'm unsure as to why we have this safety car, unless there's maybe some debris on the circuit that I haven't caught. If there's been some kind of contact between cars, say some debris at the castle section, they need to obviously get cleared, then by all means they can do so. So we can obviously use this time to go none on the ERS, get a nice bit of battery and go lean fuel mixture, as we had burnt quite a lot of it there. But we're going to go rich and overtake down the straight, because I realised a lot of cars hadn't pit yet and they're going to use the pit stop under the safety car. So I needed to not cruise around too much, and we put, you know, pedal to the metal, as it were. We're coming round turn 1 now. Verstappen's out ahead of us. Perez has just come out of the pit lane now, but he thankfully is behind us. And would you look at that, we've got ourselves up into P7. Now, interesting enough, a lot of these guys around me are on the super soft tyre. The safety car coming in at the end of this lap. We've got Raikkonen 4th, Grosjean 5th, Verstappen 6th. I realistically should be the fastest car in a straight line out of all these guys, but they are on the quicker tyre. So we're going to see what happens. You can see I'm ready to go and rich and high. I've planted the pedal there, and Verstappen has got no jump. He must have been asleep on acceleration, because the flag goes green straight past him as we build up the speed more. Can we try and get Grosjean into turn 1? I'm going to give it a go. He doesn't go defensive. Raikkonen locks up. Can we get the Ferrari as well? Raikkonen, no, just on the acceleration. A little bit more power. And on those super soft tyres, he's able to keep that position. But Sainz running up a 3rd for Renault. Raikkonen 4th. We've jumped from 7th to 5th there. Double overtake on Verstappen, but Grosjean's going to try and take a look at us into this next corner with rich and overtake mode, getting as much straight line speed as possible. Grosjean's going to try it. Can we hold it round the outside? Just keep it out the wall, and we keep the position over the Haas car. He pinched himself too much on the apex, couldn't get his car rotated. But now look at this. Lap 18, you've got Verstappen defending both Force Indias side by side against the Red Bull. And now Perez is going to have a look at me into turn 1. We come across the road. Can we defend it from Perez? Answer is yes, we can. And more cars were in the pits. That looks like Hamilton and Sainz were in there. So Raikkonen leads, and we found ourselves in 2nd place with only 7 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Perez now going to try and get past us. We're going to bump it up to rich and high. I can't use too much of my battery, but Perez on the super soft tyre there. We're on the soft. We're going to make a big lunge. Perez locks up, and he just keeps it out of the wall there, but we were able to retain the position. Now through the middle sector, no real overtaking opportunities. We're going to drop it down to standard and medium, store up a little bit of that battery. By the end of lap 19, it is Verstappen now up behind me, and he's got a better run with more acceleration and better tyres there. Are we going to go side by side through the left, right? We are indeed. Verstappen realises, though, it wasn't worth fighting, drops out. Is he going to get DRS and slipstream, though? That is a big question. We are running rich and high down the straight. Verstappen getting swamped by all the other cars, though. There's a Force India in there. There's a Renault by the looks of things. Perez, I can't see all the name tags. Grosjean, Magnussen. Both Haas cars are there. Raikkonen's going to run off with the lead of this race. He's going to win this one. It's all about a fight now as to who can keep 2nd position. It's myself on soft tyres. Everyone else behind me, I would imagine, apart from Grosjean, I know is on the soft. Everyone on super soft tyres. So here we go through the castle section. We are being followed by Kevin Magnussen. I was going to say Max Verstappen. It was Verstappen. It is now Magnussen there. And he looks to have a lot of battery left over as he's booted out of that left-hander. As we now go through the triple left-hander. Magnussen going to go to the outside. As we come towards the end of the 2nd sector, can Magnussen pull ahead of us as we go down the downhill? Left-hander Magnussen tags the wall, comes across. He's pulled ahead of us on acceleration. Perez there, boxed in. Magnussen slightly left the door open. I've sent my nose down there. We've kept ahead of him, though. Can we get him on traction? Up to overtake mode through the left-hander. What can we do versus Magnussen? We squeeze him out. Hold it round the outside. Magnussen did not go down. We have retained 2nd position. Could this be another dream finish for the Williams team? Round the streets of Azerbaijan in Baku. We're going to drop it down. No one's trying to challenge us into turn 1, but this is getting very stressful near the end of this Grand Prix. 14 seconds back to Raikkonen. We had nearly a second over 3rd place, which now is Sergio Perez. I just wanted to take a brief second to show everyone I might be up in 2nd place, but this is running on 105 Ultimate AI as I was on F1 2017. So we took that short break, and we now got Valtteri Bottas attacking me. This is lap 22. Really similar to the end of the 2017 Grand Prix. A Williams charging towards the line, defending against Bottas, who's just going to edge maybe ahead of us. It's Sergio Perez on the left-hand side with that Mercedes power. We duck into his slipstream. We've now pulled to the inside. Bottas is going to try around that side. We go down the inside of both cars, and we run it out wide, and we once again retain 2nd position here. And now there's only 4 laps, including the one we're on. Look at this replay of we just send it down the inside. They were all boxed in. Perez had nowhere to go. Verstappen then gets a dream exit on acceleration. Tries to pass both of them into turn 2. It looks like he's made that move stick. Now on lap 24, we have the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel trying to the inside, dummies to the outside. Once again, down the hill. Vettel goes into the wall. Looks like a bit of end plate came off there, but Vettel is still going to try it down the inside of the next corner. Can Sebastian make the move stick? Answer is no. We've tagged the Ferrari and he's round. Vettel out of the points, trying for second. It looked like it was going to be a Ferrari 1-2, but Vettel, unfortunately, not able to make that move stick. We may have pinched him a little bit, but he was nowhere near halfway alongside. And Vettel went round. It's now lap 25, and we've got a new contender. It's the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg who wants to take our second place away. I'm in low battery, trying to save it up for the final lap of the Grand Prix. That run to the line is going to be oh so important now. And is Hülkenberg going to try and have a go into the downhill section? He is indeed. He lunges forward, but he hasn't gone overzealous. We're the one to make the mistake on the curb. Hülkenberg's got us on acceleration. Can we make the move into the left-hander? He leaves the door partially open. Well, it's very elbows out, and we got very sideways on the curb. Valtteri Bottas now up into third place. Can Valtteri give it another go into turn one? He certainly looks like he's going to try with a bit of slipstream. And DRS, I would imagine. Overtake mode, high fuel mixture. We're trying to break the slipstream. Is Bottas going to come past us? We pulled to the outside. Bottas is in the pits. Valtteri Bottas pitting on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. And that leaves us to go through the final lap with the Renault-powered car of Nico Hülkenberg. So here we go. We just keep it out of the wall, coming up towards the castle section. And this is maximum pressure from Hülkenberg. He's going to have everything turned up. I've saved up as much battery as possible for the run to the line. We've gone wide again, and that's hampered our acceleration. Hülkenberg with a dream exit. He's going to try to the outside through the double left-hander. Raikkonen wins the Grand Prix, but who's going to have second place on the podium? Hülkenberg breaks very late. He's got mostly ahead of us. We've bumped across the curb. Hülkenberg's got a much better exit because of that, and we're now defending third rather than attacking for second. Hülkenberg goes unopposed through the penultimate corner. We've got a poor exit. Is Hülkenberg going to steal this from us? On the final lap of the Grand Prix, we bump it up to Rich. We've barely got any fuel to play with, and overtake mode. Use all the battery. We should get DRS. We come across the detection zone. Have we got DRS? Answer is yes. But Hülkenberg, we're closing. We're closing. Can we get him towards the line? It's coming up soon. Is Hülkenberg going to get second place? Yes, he is. But it's still a podium finish for Williams again in Azerbaijan.
So here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
I am only one voiceover into a batch of recordings, and I've already lost my voice because of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix that Kimi Raikkonen has won from Nico Hülkenberg stealing second place on the last lap. But we come home for a brilliant podium from the back of the grid in P3, leading home Esteban Ocon, who managed to get Romain Grosjean on the line, who had a dead heat finish with Max Verstappen. Stroll gets 7th for a double points finish there for the Williams team, and Charles Leclerc gets P9. Both Mercedes out of the points. Sebastian Vettel did not finish the race. That puts us up into 8th place in the driver's standings, and Kimi Raikkonen takes a commanding 25-point lead of the World Drivers' Championship there. The top 6 are where it's at, but we could be in the hunt for best of the rest. In fact, we're only 4 points off of Daniel Ricciardo, but what a Grand Prix. Hülkenberg gets his first points of the season to jump from 0 to 18. Brilliant drive there from the German, but whew, the podium finish. We were helped out massively by that late safety car, and I must admit as well by those drive-through penalties there. Williams jump up to 5th in the standings, overtaking the Haas team, but we've only got 6 points between myself, Haas and Renault there, who get 18 extra points this weekend to get right in contention. We've surged ahead of McLaren there, but every team already has points now in this career mode.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy.
Oh, you've got no idea, Claire.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it?
I would say so. I would say so. So yeah, let's just get a rep increase.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
There wasn't one. It was just purely just power unit, It's brilliant.
Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race.
I wouldn't say it was strategy. I'll hold my hands up and it was luck. But yeah, we did manage to tie as well.
You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners?
Why you got to come in with some shade there, Claire? We just got a podium on our 4th race of our rookie season, so yeah.
Appreciate your time.
So we now move on to our rivalry. Like I said there, we've now got Leclerc as a rival, and of course we have Stroll. We are surging ahead of Lance Stroll. We're currently drawing with Charles Leclerc, of course, because he pulled ahead of us because of qualifying better than us there. But we got a nice tasty batch of resource points for that Grand Prix, and just nice big chunk. And I think we got a team bonus. We did. We got a huge team bonus. 675 resource points there for the Baku race. And you can just see, look at the reputation surge up with everyone. And now we jump into an interesting part of the video for contract negotiations. So, yeah, let's see if we can come to some better terms with the Williams team just here.
It's time for us to renegotiate your contract. Here you can see the current deal. Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms.
So this is what Williams have offered us. They want us to get 14th in qualifying, 17th in the race. They're going to offer us the first driver, still keep the team goal as easy. So I'm just playing around with it to see what it will do with our contract proposal just there. They've given us a couple of perks. They're prepared to offer us 25% more resource point bonus for the races and 3 upgrades per department on the simultaneous development there. But I'm going to tweak this a little bit. I predict myself I'm a better racer than I am a qualifier. So I said, look, I'll qualify 15th and I'll get 14th in the races. I want that first driver if they're prepared to offer that. Now I'm going to drop simultaneous upgrades to 2 upgrades per department. But I'm going to ask for level 2 on the race bonuses. And I also want an upgrade speed. Nothing too ridiculous. Just minor upgrades for now. Because that is essentially what we're working on at the moment. So I'm going to ask for that. We haven't got much room. We got a little bit of room, but not too much to play with. Let's see what Williams are going to think of this deal. If I exceed that line, I believe they're going to reject the proposal. If we stay under it, they'll accept our terms. So I'll just have a little look. Just try and bring some things back in my favour. If I offer lower for qualifying, it actually means that, you know, they're going to want more from me in other areas there. So I just went down with that. Let's see what they say.
Our proposal has been accepted. The new contract will take effect from the next race weekend.
So there we go. We've successfully negotiated a new deal with Williams. And as of the Spanish Grand Prix, we're going to be first driver. And we're going to be getting 50% more resource points for the races. We can do 2 upgrades per department, and minor upgrade time is reduced by 1 race weekend. So we have essentially just, that's a huge amount coming out of that Grand Prix. And I don't know if you can see it there in the top right of the screen. We have 2,000 resource points to play with. That is huge. Now we've got 3 more upgrades coming to the car, hopefully, for the Spanish Grand Prix. Once they're out of the way, our new contract perks kick in, so we can do 2 upgrades per department if we can. So we'll check that out next time. I want to keep that in this video because it is essentially, you know, just an upgrade on our current contract. No major news coming out of this one here. Just really tweaking it. I want to take it on to a fantastic result for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We're going to leave it here. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment any feedback down below. If you don't want to miss an update that comes to the channel, please do consider hitting the subscribe button and enabling notifications via the bell. A podium finish for Williams in our debut season. Didn't think it would come this early. I'd had a conversation that this is where I thought I was going to first get points, but I blew that out of the water by getting them in our debut race. So what can we do with this momentum now, now that we've got P3? We saw what it did for Stroll in 2017 in real life. What can it do for us? Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all next time.